Listen, this little dog here is just finding its way everywhere. I'm not really quite sure how it got there. Remember that saying, it's not about the size of the dog in the fight, it's about the size of the fight in the dog. We all have a choice in life. It doesn't really matter what happens to us. It doesn't matter the circumstances or the situations that we face, right? We always have the final say in how it is that we choose to respond to the circumstances and the situations that we face. So here I want to offer you an idea, nothing more, nothing less. And this is that there are 4 categories of people. So many categories of people, isn't there? When we're talking about categories of people, we're really talking about mindsets, all right? Attitudes that we essentially take towards ourselves and life. When honest, all people will identify as fitting into one of the following 4 people categories, which represent a general attitude towards life. First and foremost, there are those individuals who are just overwhelmed. They're overwhelmed by their own emotions. Some people are overwhelmed by the thoughts that occupy their mind. Some people are overwhelmed, feel intimidated when in the company of other people in different social settings. Some people feel completely overwhelmed by the demands that are made of them in a professional context. Some people just generally overwhelmed in all aspects of life. All right. What happens when a person feels overwhelmed? Emotionally overwhelmed, burdened, sad, in a state of crisis, perhaps anxious, all of these emotions all rolled into one. Being overwhelmed in life is just an emotional experience. All right, it's one that we can stay in for as long as we want to. All right, come on, it's all choice. It doesn't matter which way we look at this. It doesn't matter whether we agree or whether we don't. It doesn't take anything away from the only degree of freedom that we actually have as human beings. There's a term I want to offer you here, and it's called free will. Right? It's called free will because we have the freedom to exercise our will in whatever direction we choose. All right, we can choose to turn this training course off right now because it's a little bit confrontational, or we can choose to endure and persevere and push on through, and we might grow through the process, or we might not. Right? Free will, a choice. That's all that free will is. Right? I have an old mentor who proposes this idea of free will in a slightly different way. He proposes free will as kind of like a decision tree. So this decision tree, at any given moment in time, we have the ability to exercise a choice, right? Life can deal us a really tough hand, and we can choose to either be bowled over by this hand, or we can choose to take this hand, use what we have, and just kind of carry on, persist and persevere. All right, so we can choose to be overwhelmed by our circumstances, or we can choose to overcome our circumstances, and it's all to do with mindset. When we're in a place of overwhelm, we've kind of already given up. We are beaten, we are victims, we are hard done by, and all so on and so forth. But then we have some people who choose to be problem solvers. Some people are proficient problem solvers. I want to propose that this is an area in which, over time and in time, we can begin to grow in confidence. It will be expressed through our assertion, through our assertiveness. Right? Problem solvers are those who are confident enough to stand by the courage of their convictions and see a goal to fruition regardless of outcome. All right, come on, we all have things we want more of in life. We all want better relationships. We all want more meaningful careers. We all want to create something significant with our lives and not leave this world in the same condition as what it was when we first came into it, right? Of course we do, right? We all want to hope that our lives at least stand for something useful, something valuable. We want to be taken seriously by people. But if you think about it, all right, those individuals who just stay in this place of overwhelm for anything up to a lifetime, well, what value is there to be found in them? Yeah, they might be lovely people, but unless they commit to the process of solving the problem of their own lives, then they're not going to be learning the lessons that are required to essentially share with other people the kind of lessons other people will ultimately find value in. Does that make sense? Right? So I'm not talking, your responsibility as a human being is to add value to other people. No, I'm not saying that whatsoever. But what I am saying is that we've got to get our houses in order. By that, what I mean is that if you want to connect more meaningfully with other people, if you want to develop a more fulfilling career, if you want to get picked by the team, if you want to get chosen for that next promotion, you're going to have to earn it. You can be the most skilled individual in the world, but if you do not conduct yourself in a mature, a confident and an assertive way, then you stand at risk of getting left on the shelf, and you don't want this. You can't afford it. We only get one shot at life. All right, so the opportunity that we have is to become proficient problem solvers. And I reckon that the greatest problem that you have in your life right now, it's going to be easy to point fingers of blame in all sorts of direction, but realistically, it's most likely you. All right, so what we then have opportunity to do is we have opportunity to focus on the problems that we have, which is fine. I mean, focusing on solving problems is significantly more useful than just being burdened and overwhelmed. All right, but again, we also want to be moving out of this. Remember, what I'm offering you here is a basis for becoming a little bit more self-aware. Remember, the self-awareness zone comes before the power zone? Right, okay, so where are you right now? Are you in a place of complete overwhelm, or are you solving problems? Are you actually taking responsibility for your life, for pursuing the things that you want, for making your life evolve into whatever it is you want your life to evolve into? Or are you waiting for someone else to take you by the hand and make it all happen for you? All right, because I guarantee you right now that person ain't never going to come. Granted, in the self-help world, there's a lot of witches and wizards out there with magical, mystical 5-step processes and healing techniques, and some of them even have crystals that they kind of dangle around in the air and they say, come to me and I'll fix you and I'll heal you. And you can throw as much money at that nonsense as you want, and I guarantee you're going to end up no better off. All right, you're going to end up no better off until you become a proactive goal setter. Because it's one thing focusing on problems, it's one thing focusing on what we don't want, and then it's something else turning the corner and focusing on what we do want instead. All right, what I would refer to this as is the difference between being negatively motivated and positively motivated. Right, think about it. Why is it that motivational seminars are so popular around the world? We have some people, some men, over in the Americas and places throughout Europe, jumping around on the stage, you can do it, come to me and I will motivate you, and all that kind of stuff. I can't give you any motivation. You already have all of the motivation you could possibly have. All right, the only issue is the direction in which you are directing this motivation. You're directing your motivation towards what you don't want, i.e. you're focused on what you don't want, or you can redirect it towards doing something about ascertaining and acquiring what it is that you do want. All right, if you want to grow in confidence, then there's going to be some stuff that you have to do for this. You're going to have to work for it. Or you can focus on the problem. I don't feel confident. I just want someone to come along and make me feel better. It's not particularly responsible. Just saying, don't shoot the messenger. All right, so we're going to decide what the goals are. What do you want for your life? Right, now, again, I would honestly, and this might seem a little bit absurd, but I would go as far as saying that wanting more confidence is not a meaningful or an aspiring goal. Right, what I'm saying instead is set a more meaningful goal for your future. For what purpose do you want more confidence? For what purpose do you want to be more assertive? Is it because you just want to feel better about yourself, or is it because you want to start a business, or you want to pursue that person that you've had your eye on for a while, that guy, that girl, that whatever? You want to start a family, you want to get picked for that next promotion because that would just be a good thing to do. You want to start a charity, you want to write a book, you want to create some sort of masterpiece, whatever that looks like, but you just don't have the confidence to get started. Well, the confidence is a sticking point, so we can't focus on the confidence. We've got to start focusing on the outcomes, what it is that you actually want to deliver with your life. Does that make sense? So, goal setters are go-getters, right? Goal setters are go-getters. But then we have some people who are new opportunity seekers, all right? And this is what I am going to encourage you to channel and direct your focus towards: new opportunity. The opportunity that you have to expand your life, to create and forge some new healthy relationships. It might be the case you've got some pretty unhealthy relationships in your life, which might mean that you might have to get rid of some unhealthy relationships to create space for some more meaningful ones instead. If you want a really rewarding career, it might be the case that you have to release and get rid of the one that's draining the life out of you. All right, do you see the direction that I'm pointing in here, right? I'm here to influence your thinking, right? I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I'm here to influence your thinking. You will become naturally influenced by the opportunity that you see to enhance the quality of your life. That is what it is that I'm going to encourage you right now to focus on, instead of how do I feel better? Because if you're asking the question, how do I feel better, you're essentially focusing on what you perceive as being the deficit in your life, i.e., I don't have any confidence, which is the deficit. It's a negative. Instead, we look at what it is that you can focus on instead that's going to add value to your life and complement your life, i.e. more mature, more meaningful relationships. It might be the case that you want to make more money, in which case you're going to have to give up a dead-end job. It might be the case you want to create something, or you want to go somewhere, or you want to start a family, or you want to launch a business. Well, again, you're only going to be able to do those things once you're clear on what the opportunity is. See, it's all about redirecting our focus and our attention away from what we don't want and towards what we do want instead. This is the start of all personal growth, I promise you. All right, and here we go. Little dog's making a special guest appearance again. So, for here, all right, at this point now, I'm passing the baton over onto you. All right, I'm not here to fix your life for you. I'm here to provoke you to think for yourself and do some hard work in yourself. I wouldn't be serving you if I wasn't. Which category do you currently fit into? And what could a compelling goal be for you to become?